Oh, nothing. Just a regular Spyderco PPT. Black corrugated G10 handle scales. Except this one is boom! Modified. That's right, guys. Got myself some blue G10. Made my own scales for this bad boy. And I must say, pardon the camera shake, must say I am well pleased. Well, I'm pretty pleased with my job. But, as I will show you, like most do-it-yourself jobs, there's a few flaws. Take a close look right there. You can see that the G10 is not flush. Nor is it flush along the rest of the knife. Sorry about the camera work here. Working with an iPhone, it's just not too great for making videos, but I do what I can with what I got. Yeah, you can see it doesn't ride flush because when I was using the sanding disc on the Dremel that I used to do this little mod to my knife, I used the sanding disc, and I didn't want to get too close because I scuffed up the blade there with the sanding disc, or I scuffed up the frame rather. So I didn't get too close while I was going around the edges there because you know, didn't want to scuff up the frame. But like I said, a few flaws. You can see one right there. A couple other places. But overall, if you're not inspecting it too hard at a glance, I'd say it's a pretty good modification. And it looks pretty sharp with this lanyard right here. You ain't got these colors, man. You ain't got these colors. So just seriously, just calm down, yo. Unless they come out with a sprint run or something, you ain't getting these colors unless you do it yourself. That's right, two-tone. Blue on one side, black on the other. Might even order a different color, like a red or an orange. Wouldn't that be sick? Orange on this side, blue on this side. I think that'd be pretty sweet. It's a lot of work, though. I'm telling you. If you decide to do this, you better know what you're getting yourself into. But I'm pretty pleased with it. What I'm going to do eventually... Sorry about the focusing in and out. I'm using the touch to focus feature. But what I'm going to do eventually is get rid of this this little backspacer here and replace it with G10 or something like that, plastic or G10, to lighten the knife up a little bit, because it's you know, seems to be the common consensus among the owners of the PPT that the knife is just a little bit too heavy. And the weight doesn't bother me too much, but you know, if stacked up against a Sage or something, it really is a little bit on the heavy side. I think the jimping is a little too much too. You know, granted, I guess it's supposed to be a semi-tactical knife or whatever, but I don't think tactical, you know. I'm just your everyday guy that's into knives. But yeah, so I'll tell you a little bit about how I did it. First, took the piece of G10. I laid down the original scale, and I traced around it with a marker, and then I kind of made the area surrounding it dark. That way I'd know to sand, or cut rather, all the way until I got to the edge of the dark point, so I wouldn't go onto where the actual scale is. But yeah, I used a tungsten carbide bit for a Dremel tool, and which was actually for tile cutting. But you have to have something that is basically harder than steel because it'll grind steel up. This G10 is pretty tough stuff. So I did that. It's a really rough cut because it's not easy to cut, especially the way I was doing it. I kind of made a scroll saw out of my. I made a wooden frame and stuck the Dremel tool in it, so I could kind of just feed this G10 like you would on a table saw. It kind of worked, but as you can see, it was a pretty rough cut. But then I sanded it down to the shape it should be, by following the scribing that I did. And after I was done with all that, I drilled the holes for the screws, which is pretty tough too, just getting them to line up. You think that'd be easy, but it's not. I did that, and then I tested the Dremel on this big piece here to see how the sanding disc would work for the texturing, and kind of got a feel for it. And I just went to town on this. Kind of used the original piece for a reference, but it's not exactly the same. I don't think it has to be exactly the same, but you know, pretty much the same concept. I'll probably do this again and do it better the next time, but I'm pretty pleased with it. Yeah, at first it had a really chalky look to it and a really, really rough texture, which actually was kind of cool. But I put a polishing compound on it, and I used a little polishing wheel on the Dremel. Look at that fuzz everywhere. Yeah, I put some polishing compound on the wheel and polished it up pretty good. It's still a little more grippy, actually, in a really good way compared to the original scales, which were probably, milled out with a CNC machine and then sandblasted or something. But anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Just if you want to, let me know where I can get a decent slice of pizza around here. Living in Texas, I can't even get a freaking decent calzone. It's just killing me. Gosh, my gosh. Sorry about that. I just had a little Italian moment. Yeah, let me know what you think, guys. Let me know what you think.